Hello, 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 everyone. We've got TTI League top 4 here. I'm just getting the word out about the stream. Here's the bracket. Winner of this one goes on to the finals. The other top 4 match has already been played. It was played this morning. The video will go up tomorrow. And then we'll be ready for the finals. But here today we've got Royalsabk and Buku. I'm going to give them the go-ahead. Oh, sorry. So we're going to get started here. Take a look at the list. These are in the description as well if you want to look at these. This is Royals. He's made it through a lot of tough control matchups, but he hasn't had to face a Sabine yet. He's running no Cad Bane, Palp1 yellow with, you know, just a lot of value package in there. No McClunky either. This is Buku's Sabine list. It's pretty basic. It's Sabine. There's nothing really interesting about it. It plays like every other Sabine deck, basically. But Buku's played it really well, and he's... I think this is his first live match. All of his other ones have been recorded. But let's get right into it. Buku's going to open with a Sabine. I'm going to get the camera angle set up real quick. And Royal gets a really good opening there with Poggle into Super Laser. But he does have to find some way to deal with this red 3 plus Sabine combo, or he's going to start to take a bunch of damage. We did see Buku's top 8 match against another Palp1 yellow, and he won that one in 3, so it was kind of close. But the 2 games he did win, he basically did a bunch of damage really early, and the Palp1 player wasn't able to come back for it, even if he was able to get to a point where he was close to stabilizing. Here it looks like we may be headed towards the same results if Royal can't do something to stop this onslaught. Like he's managing to clear the board. He's gonna get this Sabine, but he's gonna have to do something about the red 3. He's now taking 11 on turn 4. Royal does get double ramp, and he's gonna go for it. So he's gonna have a Vader next turn. That's gonna be massive for him. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go for the No Good to Me Dead here. Maybe he's saving it for Sabine. But I feel like if he's going to Vader, he might actually have gotten more value out of going for the red 3 there. So I guess we'll see. Buku's now got a couple lines he can go for. He's got a K2 in hand. He could play it. He could also ECL it to clear Poggle. He could also go for Wing Leader plus R2, which would make one of these units really hard to deal with. If he does go for a Wing Leader, specifically onto red 3, Royal has Wayla, which can counter it. But it looks like, okay, looked like he was going for K2. Okay, he is going to go for K2. But Royal gets initiative. I guess we'll see what happens with this Vader, but I'm optimistic about Royal's chances. Although he is going to have to, even if he is able to stabilize here, he's taking a lot of damage. The ECL is still live. So he's got a long way to go. But he may just have the resources to do it. All right, there he is. The man himself. DV. Hits the board. He's got a couple things he can pull here. Looking at the P38, which is an answer to red 3. And yeah, that's going to be the pull here. So yeah, he's going to wipe out K2. K2 does 3 to base. And now where's this damage from the P38 going to go? Looks like it's to the red 3. Okay. And yeah, no, after all that, Poggle generates a battle droid. Okay, here's Wing Leader. Right onto the juiciest Palpatine target there is. So, okay. Royal picks up a reinforcement walker, which could be exactly what he needs. Although even on this board, like he's gotta work fast here. He's got 10 health left. He's facing down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage outside of the red 3. If you factor in the red 3, everything goes way up. ECL is still alive. ECL Wrecker could be 6 damage because of that battle droid. Looks like, yeah, okay, so we are going to see Palpatine stealing the red 3. This is very precarious. If 2 of these hit and then the Wrecker ECL onto the battle droid happens, that's game. But Royal does have a way to prevent that. Because he can go... Ooh, it's tough. Should just be 3 there on the battle droid. Okay, they got it. Apologies for having to get up everywhere. My setup is weird. So, can Royal actually... He can do this, yeah. What he has to do is attack Palpatine into Sabine, throw exactly P38. So then he can do 5 to Sabine, and then he gets the P38 damage trigger to kill the Wing Leader. That lets him take out both units. And that is going to be the play. And now, from this point, like, Royal just has to not mess it up. Buku's got some tricks up his sleeve. He's going to use his biggest one here. So he's going to blow up the Vader and then ambush into the battle droid. So that's 5 to base, 6 to base, actually. So, actually, that might be it. Okay. So Royal has to be able to answer this Wrecker, but he also has to heal. I don't know if he can do that. Because if he doesn't heal, then Buku claims and wins with the Sabine ability. It's so tough because he has answers to everything on the board. And he has that reinforcement walker to, you know, help him stabilize. He just doesn't have the actions or the resources. Okay, so he's going to use Waylay here. But then he just loses to the initiative. Ah, all right. I guess we'll go to game 2 here. That was close. It was, if Royal had like 1 more health, he probably could have gotten there. All right, let's take a look at sideboards here. This is Buku's. He's got a lot of things that are going to be useful in these kinds of control matchups. He's got the Adelphi Patrol Wings, which are just hard to defeat. He's got Honorable Sacrifice, Timely Interventions, to give him more abilities to... It looks like... Oh, he might not even be bringing in the Adelphis, but he's bringing in, looks like, the 3rd Darksaber as well, which can be very annoying for Palpatine to deal with sometimes. On Royal's side, he's got a lot of things for control matchups, but he also has some things for this kind of matchup, namely these Phase 3 Dark Troopers. Can be really impactful here. Also the 3rd Cloud Rider, also the 3rd Frozen and Carbonite. I think Palp can win that game if he kills the droid token with Palp to kill the wing leader, as Palp is all ready for attacking Sabine with... there might be something to that, yeah. Because then he ends up taking less damage off the Wrecker. He still has to eat the Sabine attack. Oh yeah, no, Palpatine's not attacking for 5. Yeah, that's a mistake. But yeah, I don't know if Royal had a better line there. All right, game 2. Yeah, because I think he only ends up saving 3 damage on by sacrificing the battle droid, but he also ends up taking 3 more damage because the Sabine gets the attack in. So I think it evens out in the end. All right, Royal starts out this one, goes for a Cloud Rider, which Buku's only got ground units, so kind of makes it hard to deal with. He could get a play by burning his ECL early on the Sabine, and he's gonna do that. If you're Royal, you're kind of happy with that, honestly. I mean, you do have to find a way to deal with the Sabine now, but not the worst thing in the world to see that ECL used early. ECL in the record was big last game. So Royal here picks up the Fates through Dark Trooper. We'll see if he goes for it. He's actually not going to go for it. Going to resource it, actually. Keeping multiple copies of No Good to Be Dead instead. And he's got the ramp, which helps him get into Palp1, which could be what he needs here. Sabine's going to go to base. Going to be backed up by a Cassian on the ground here. Royal picks up a Vader here. Not going to be relevant for a little bit. Ooh, he's actually even just going to... Ooh. He's thinking about it. It looks like he's actually just going to resource the Vader there. All right. So, he goes for the... Super Laser into Sabine. Playing things a bit risky here. Not even that risky, actually, but... So, Sabine goes to base before he dies. We'll see if... Royal... Yeah, this is the safe play by Royal. Going for the P-38 there. Clears the Sabine. Still keeps the No Good to Be Dead alive because of Sabine. But here Royal's in a similar position that he was last game. He's taken a lot of hits. So another pass there for Royal. Buku going to space here. Double A-Wings. And let's see if Buku even decides to flip his Sabine. He's probably aware that Royal's holding the No Good to Be Dead. Going to Metal Ceremony first, at least. Tricky spot here. Royal decides to accept the bait. So he's going to eat the Sabine hit here. And Royal, down to just 15 health left. All right, he gets the Super Laser, which means he can get into Palp1 next turn. If he so desires. Ooh, Buku's got the Darksaber in hand. Royal's got No Good to Be Dead, which is an answer to it. We'll see if he keeps it. He's thinking hard about this resource. For me, it's probably Waylay. Yep, it's Waylay. All right. So he's got options here. Starts out clearing one of those A-Wings. While he can, it's guaranteed +1. All right, sorry about that. So it looks like Royal preemptively no get to be deaded before the Darksaber could come down. Which does give Buku the opportunity to play this K2 straight up. Ooh, but he's thinking about it. Thinking about going for a Darksaber. I think he's thinking about going... Alright, he goes Darksaber Sabine. I was like... Alright, so that, I mean... That provides a long-term threat. Sabine's not even going to be ready next round, so it's not an immediate one. Is Royal going to go for this? I think Royal probably goes for the Super Laser here. Commando feels like it's not doing that much. He might not, though. He might actually go for, like, take initiative, run P38 into the A-Wing, which then dies and deals the damage to Cassian and he needs to steal it. He's not going for that, though. He is going for the Palp1 Super Laser move. My guess is it's going to be Cassian. Yep. So this sets up the Palp1 steal onto Cassian. Also gets Royal another draw. Yep, okay. Ooh, Frozen and Carbonate. That's exactly what he needs for this Sabine. Things could be looking up for a Royal. All right, Cassian goes to base there. P38 is going to stop the A-Wing. The P38 damage is probably somewhat superfluous, but goes on to Sabine for the moment. Let's see what the move is from Buku. Looks... Did Buku just pass? He might have passed. He really wants Royal to steal this Cassian. And Royal is going to do it. Sees no point in waiting it out here. All right, there's Wrecker. Wrecker might just blow up the Cassian. Yep. That is what's going to happen. So now, I mean, Royal's got this Frozen Carbonate. It's actually a difficult choice of what to play it on. If you play it on Sabine, you never have to worry about the Sabine ping again. But if you play it on Wrecker, you don't have to worry about the overwhelm next turn onto this guard. It's going to be Wrecker. All right. He makes a choice. And let's see what this non-leader... Oh, is it non-leader? Okay. I could have... Oh, it's there's the weird thing about it is that you can play it on vehicles. But yeah, no, I think it's non-leaders, yeah. So he had no choice there, actually. But arguably Wrecker was correct anyway. Thank you, chat, for reminding me. Royal's got a good cushion of health here. Buku's not drawing his forward causes. But Royal needs to find something big here. Namely, a reinforcement walker. Even a Vader would be important, but he needs something that can actually win him this game. And Palp1 gets some draws, so that can help. Sabine going to just trade into the guard here. There's Bazine. Both these are problematic. It's honestly, it's not obvious which one you go for here. The auto damage from K2 is definitely annoying, but Poe is just such a big threat, and you don't have the immediate out to him yet. I think you might just go Poe because, well, actually, I think both of them actually force you to claim. Because both of them are effectively lethal. Well, K2 doesn't exactly, I guess, but it's close. I think it's probably Poe, because I think Royal has fewer outs to Poe. It's going to be Poe, yeah. Oh, and of course, the second one picked up off the top. So now let's see what Buku does. You can kill K2 and not Poe. You can. That is true. But yeah, I think Poe probably was right there. But okay, it looks like the play is going to be K2. So now we'll see if Royal's going to be greedy, or if he's going to go for a play right now. All right. So he goes and kills the K2. And, oh, he picks up the walker. That's perfect. But he's in a bit of a rough position here. All right, there we go. He gets to play both those units. So I think Royal's doing great at this point. If the Poe comes down this round, these units can trade into it, and then he gets to play this reinforcement walker and generate the healing. So I like Royal's chances here. And again, he's lucky Buku didn't pick up for a cause. It's like, oh, he can timely Poe. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's actually a big deal. It's not the end. Oh, he gets to defeat. So he defeats. Frozen carbonate. Can he take out both of these units or get himself? I don't know if he can. It might be the end. And again, I think it would just be by 1 health if the Sabine ping, I don't know if it's relevant here. I think it might just be over without Sabine even. If Royal had a Bosk, I think, at the start of this turn, and he resourced it, that actually makes a difference. If he had kept the Bosk, he'd be able to answer both of these. Is there a top deck he could get here? Okay, he's going with... There is a top deck he could get. He's going to throw... Okay, no, he's taking that back. Alright, nope, he's going back to it. Goes for one into Poe. Picks up the Carbonite. Oh, that actually is. That does do it. Carbonite does do it. He goes Cloud Rider into Poe. And then Freeze, Wrecker, and Carbonite. He's dead to a Foracaz, but he's still technically in it. Oh, that's not a Foracaz. This might be the window Royal needs to play this this Reinforcement Walker. It is. Okay, there we go. And the Walker hits the board. He still has the resource. It shouldn't die. I'm not sure what that's referring to. All right. Second Walker heal comes in. Royal back down to 22. Gotta be feeling so good about this. Fleet Lieutenant. But Royal has answers to it. He's also got the second Walker just to get even more healing. The Super Laser tag went to the discard pile. Oh, that's... Oh, I think it's too late to go back and grab that one. And Royal picks up the Dark Trooper off the Vader. I think we're going to see a game 3, folks. Wow. This one is really come down to it. I mean, it's not technically over yet. There are things that Buku could draw that get him there, I think. But they're few and far between if they do exist. I don't think either of those were it. So we are going to see a game 3 here. Wow. Good game. It all comes down to this. Royal was so close to death in that last one. Alright, but Buku's got the initiative this time. See if that makes things any different. He's got multiple turn 1 plays here. He's got a Poe to use the ECL on. Again, one thing that we saw in that last game that the Royal managed to win was that Buku used his ECL on turn 1 to clear that Cloud Rider, if you remember. So he didn't have access to using it on one of the bigger units like Poe Wrecker. And Buku's actually mulliganing this hand. I'm not sure what he's looking for exactly. Ooh, this one looks interesting. Doesn't have a 2-drop. He's got multiple ones. Also remember he's got a timely intervention for the future. There's an R2. His best chance was to play Battlefield Marine instead of paying claim as soon as Walker comes down and swing for 5 with the Rook. I think you're probably right about that. All right, here's Bazine. Goes for the Fleet Lieutenant here. And there's double 2-drops here. And Royal's got the perfect trap set up with this Phase 3 Dark Trooper. But Royal doesn't have ramp, and that's crucial. I think in the first 2 games, Royal had double ramp. And this time he's got none. So that might hurt him. So this is difficult. Buku does have the ECL, which can deal with Dark Trooper here, and it looks like it is going to. But again, if you're Royal, you're kind of happy to see the ECL use that early. He just needs to draw something that helps him capitalize. Because right now his hand is kind of weak. Ooh, there we go. There's the first ramp. But we also see Buku pick up a Darksaber. And if he goes for the ramp here, he won't be able to afford No Gonna Be Dead to stop the Darksaber play. He also has the second Phase 3 Dark Trooper. If he wants to go for that here. Ooh, he's having second thoughts about his resource decision here. He had originally decided to go for Barrage, which is just hard to stick a unit here. So it looks like he is can stick up with the Barrage option. Spending 3 for something. Which of these two is it going to be? It's going to be the Super Laser. All right. All right. Buku's now got free reign to do whatever he wants here. I was going to say earlier that Royal had managed to mitigate more damage early on than he had in both the previous 2 rounds, but this Darksaber play is basically single-handedly going to turn that on its head. Royal still is, in spite of all that, managing pretty well here. That Darksaber's just sort of a flash in the pan. It may seem. Dark Trooper is a solid play here. Ooh, but Buku's got the Cassian to deal with it. Unfortunately, it's going to be pretty perfect. And I think Rel might have actually taken more damage than he has at this point in either the first 2 games. And he doesn't have the ability to flip Palp1 this turn. At least not right now. It's possible he goes for, he manages to play a unit, Palp1 it, draw, resupply. That gets into Palp1 this turn. But it's just so tough. He has no units to barrage with. He's facing 6 damage right now. All right, what's the move? All right, it's Royal Guard. No Sentinel. I don't think Bazine is an official either. Maybe she is, but I don't think so. All right, Cassian goes through to base. This gives Royal a chance to kill Spec Force Soldier with Palpatine, if that's what he was going for. All right, here's a Bazine. So Bazine's not an official, right? Let me check. She is indeed not an official. Ooh, takes out Wrecker, but gives Buku the for a cause, which means this could be over like now. Not quite now, but it's very close. All right. I think this one's basically a foregone conclusion at this point. But Royal's still playing it out. I think Royal actually was forced to claim a couple actions ago because of Sabine's going to be ready next turn. Meaning he has to flip Palpatine to get an official down for Royal Guard. Because that's his only way of blocking the attack. K2 comes down here, which is just rough. Gets the Steel Cassian. And he's got a barrage down, which could take out some of these units. Going to go into the K2 here. No Good to Be Dead on Sabine. Temporarily saves him, kind of. But I mean, even like, there's almost no way that he can survive for a cause plus Pathfinder here. Like, okay, so he's gonna go for Dark Trooper. Pathfinder's just gonna go to base, meaning in all likelihood this is over. Because of the for a cause. Royal doesn't know about it, so in the absence of for a cause, he's still got some things to think about. He's got ways to sink a lot of these units. He just doesn't have the health for it. Sinks the Spec Force there. And Forakas misses once, misses twice, but it hits the other 2 times. All right. Good games. Congratulations to Buku for making it to the finals. Congratulations to Royal for making it this far. Sabine's always tough for Palp1. But you know, Royal really made a valiant effort at it. So Buku's going to move on to the finals. The other top 4 match was played this morning, and I don't know who won yet, but it will likely be going up tomorrow. I've recorded about half of my commentary over it, thanks to Jonah for recording the match. So it'll probably be up tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in, and remember to